Hi, this is Keiko of Brooklyn Shoe Space. Today I am inviting Alex of LaLaland Design out in LA. He has a shoemaking factory and a bag factory out in LA. We'll invite him for shoe talks. So let me put this on. Hi, Alex. Should I invite you on as Alex and not LaLaland? Okay, great.
Refer to me, Alex at Lalaland. Give
Hi,
me one
Alex.
second, I'll be with you. Hi, guys. Let me put my mask off because we are in
Yes.
the total different world than what we used to be. How you doing?
Yeah,
Long time
good.
no
How are
see.
you? Long time no see. So how has the lockdown affected you? I see that you're making
Well, it
PPE.
has, that's very true. Yes, the life it has changed a little bit on us since about 3 months ago, I can say, when we
Mm-hmm.
saw the whole stuff that is happening around the globe, and
Yeah.
our supply chain got disrupted by Italy. All our tanneries, they were having difficulty to ship us.
Yeah.
We thought, oh my God, what we gonna do?
I'm losing you for a second. Oh yeah. Yeah.
and
Right,
and
right,
so
right.
what we said is, okay, we know how to make the luxury product. We should be able to make a gown, and we should be able to make masks. So why not?
Yes.
And I switched
Yeah.
our factory around.
Yeah.
We needed some new
Uh-huh.
machinery that we never been useful. Used to make the stuff with the overlock,
Yeah.
because on the shoe and bags you don't use those kind of the machine. So we got it, and we put a quick training in house for everybody to learn how to make sew with those machines. And believe it or not, we were super successful, and we did our several million gowns. We served
Oh.
Ohio, Maryland, Virginia, Connecticut, Colorado. Now we have the totally different division. We make PPE for almost
Wow.
many
Wow.
different countries and the states. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. Did you reach
Uh,
out to did the states reach out to you? Like each of the states? Or
uh,
how did you distribute? Did you have somebody that
I got
donated
several
things, or was it more
interviews.
purchased? Mm-hmm.
It was I got the one major donation from the
Sorry, the
CEO of
connection
the
isn't so good.
NVIDIA, which is,
Mm-hmm.
is it better now?
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
hear
Can you
me?
see me?
I said that
Yeah,
one
I
of
can
the
hear
our
you.
biggest customer in the start, it was NVIDIA CEO foundation of their family, and they donated
Mm.
1 million masks to the hospital in San Francisco. So that pushed us first step.
Wow.
Then we have a salesperson that we used to sell our leather product together, and she started to reach out to different states and offered what we have. And our own state, I got interviewed with a KCRW and several of the NPR, and people found out about us. And Mayor Garcia, his briefing, that we stepped
Mm.
in and making PPE. So a lot of the state and local people, they reached out to us, and here little by little other states found out about us, and so it became
Mm.
snowballing, and it
Sorry.
went
Mm-hmm.
really. However, I love my shoe and bag. I want to get back to my normal shoe and handbag business, but we see a huge interruption in the this industry right now, and
Yes.
major interruption it is that all distribution channel and retail channel, whoever was producing for mass distribution, they're gonna have a
Mm-hmm.
huge difficulty right now. And I think the
Yeah.
opportunity it is for a lot of startups, a lot of people that they're gonna just take advantage of this situation build up their own brand, and reach out to the end user customer directly, and take advantage of this gap in the market right now. Because when we have Neiman Marcus shutting down and going for bankruptcy, when we see Barney's gone,
Yeah.
so those luxury product, it is right now only online, direct to consumer, in my opinion.
Yeah. 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 Oh, absolutely. Do you think you can give us a little tour of your factory?
Definitely, I would love to
I
do
think I have
so,
a very bad
and I'm
connection
gonna
today.
take you guys
Yeah.
around. Yeah, I know. But
Great.
all right, here we are in the studio of the Heyman. I don't know if you guys know who is the Heyman is one of my partners in here, and we do a lot of the
Okay.
customized shoes. I believe here is Gustavo. It is one of the designer of the Heyman group. Hey.
Hi.
And
Hi.
let me show some of the work that we have been doing, and the some of these it is not even released yet in the market, guys, and they're gonna
Okay.
be going into the market soon, and they are
Uh-huh.
all customization of the shoes and bags for the um, uh, you know, I think
Secret.
I got some of
Yeah.
it. And this one is the coolest one. I love this one.
Mm, very cool.
So
So yeah, tell us
let
a
me
little
see.
about, yeah, as you're walking through the space, yeah, tell us a little bit about
Here we
what
go,
you
guys.
do, yeah, what you make other than
Sure.
PPE. So let's, yeah,
Sure.
great.
As you are pretty familiar, but I believe your audience might not be familiar, I tried to bring luxury manufacturing in United States from Italy. I
Mm-hmm.
transferred my factory from Florence, Italy to Los Angeles when everybody else was going to go to China for production,
Mm-hmm.
and Chinese government was giving me a lot of incentive to bring my
Mm-hmm.
know-how and my factory in China. However, I
Mm-hmm.
decided I'm gonna go to LA, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go produce right here because I had a chain of the retail stores of my own. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, I'm gonna produce domestically and see if it's gonna work. So I brought my factory, one sewing machine,
Right.
one employee, starting is one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Mm-hmm.
have grown tremendously, you can say, in this. Oh, here we
Yeah.
go, some more PPE.
Uh-huh. Did you make the patterns yourself?
Yes, all of the patterns it was made by myself. This is our entrance of
Uh-huh.
the building with my
Right.
motorcycle parked right
Your
in the front.
baby. Yes.
It is my baby. We are going to go to the factory floor.
Uh-huh.
Here it is our
Oh,
general factory floor.
uh-huh.
Uh, that on the left
Oh,
side,
I
it
miss
is
it.
typically we used to do the handbags,
Uh-huh.
and on the right side, we typically do shoes, and
Uh-huh.
on the middle, we converted to the PPE, as you
Wow.
see them center.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so here we are walking through the factory floor. This area, it is our
Uh-huh.
sample making area.
Uh-huh.
We do the hand pattern development in this area in the shoes.
Uh-huh.
And our good friend here, Richard, it does
Mm-hmm.
our first prototyping for us in here.
Uh-huh.
And after the prototype it is developed,
Uh-huh.
we go on the back of the factory where we have all our cutting department and cutting machines are set up. Here at this
Uh-huh.
stage, then the uppers get assembled and
Mm-hmm.
stitched and prepared, and
Mm-hmm.
it goes into the production line, which is a little bit interrupted right now. And
Uh-huh.
here we are finishing the last pairs of the shoes
Uh-huh.
for upcoming releases of
Uh-huh.
one of my clients that I cannot show too much about it because
Okay, that's fine.
images get shown
Oh.
up. So,
Uh-huh.
and here it is our the finishing area that we are
Uh-huh.
finishing all the shoes in here. And
Nice. Uh-huh.
In this area, we are holding the inventory of Gruppo Mastrotto, which is the largest tannery out of Italy that we are
Yeah.
partnered with. And we have a stock program that allows a lot of the designer and the startups to be able to test the market without committing to the tremendous amount of the minimum quantity.
Right.
So we have 1,100 different colors in
Wow.
18 different articles,
Wow.
always in stock, minimum, with no minimum quantity.
Wow.
And
So,
if ever that product goes well, we can
mm-hmm.
support them to millions and millions of the
Mm-hmm.
square foot if they need it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, the
again, I'm
showroom that
going
you
through the
started
all the
with
boxes.
had all the
Yes,
samples
the showroom. It
hanging.
was
Yeah.
the exactly. Here the girls are working on the cleaning
Uh-huh.
the finished shoe
Yeah.
for prior to backing it up.
Yeah.
And in this area, we are doing our cutting. We use
Uh-huh.
two Camels cutting automatic cutting nesting machine, and
Yeah.
she is
Nice.
doing a sandal project. And the
Uh-huh.
machines start working right now. As you
Mm-hmm.
see the pattern,
Yeah.
and the head is starting to
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing.
And
Very
in the
cool.
other side, the collecting the pieces already cut.
Yeah. How many pairs or units were you making a month or even a
Well,
day?
it all depends on the style,
Uh-huh.
and we can go up to the 6,000 units to 10,000 units per month. But
Wow, that's
our
great.
daily capacity is somewhere around 500 pairs right
Uh-huh.
now. But we
Right.
can increase that all the time. This
Yeah.
area, we are our cutting department, finishing department, and splitting and preparation area.
Mm-hmm.
And we also work for Louis Vuitton.
Mm-hmm.
And in this area right now, we are making the product for them.
Uh-huh.
And the folding by hand, a lot of stuff is done, and a lot of stuff by automation. In
Uh-huh.
this area, they're assembling the zippers
Yeah.
for the each units.
Yeah.
And then we are automatically stitching all the pockets.
Mm-hmm.
As you see the machine, it is
Yeah. Yeah.
cutting and stitching,
Yeah.
and the other one goes in.
Is it a
And
specific style? Is it?
these are the all the internal pockets for Neverfull.
Uh-huh.
And that is the only company that I can say that they started production again after the
Okay.
3 months
Yeah.
or 2 months of the interruption.
Yes.
Now, now they are again humming because of the internet business. It is pretty much booming. And
Oh,
again, here
good.
the
Good.
finished product, everybody doing the final inspection
Yeah. Yeah.
and making sure that everything it is properly is made.
Yeah.
This is our
Yeah.
painting station for this.
Uh-huh.
Every single item needs to be very detailed and clean and
Very
very
cool.
properly prepared. And
Question, so you had no interruption, or did you have everybody kind of take a little break, and did you have to kind of
no,
configure things,
I
or
had to
no?
reconfigure the floor, but I
Yeah.
never had interruption. I
Mm.
tried to keep everybody employed,
Mm-hmm.
and during this period, I'm so gladly I can say that I brought another 670 more employee on board
What?
to be able to be able to deliver
Wow.
all the things. I brought 11 subcontractor
Yeah.
on board to be able to deliver millions and millions of the gowns that we had to
Yeah.
do in
Yeah.
such a short period of the time.
Mm.
In this
Wow.
area, it is our typical handbag production.
Yeah.
But right now, we are making, for instance, these masks,
Masks. Uh-huh.
and the masks are made.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I don't like the quality in here. Qualidad está muy feo aquí. ¿Quién está cosiendo esta? Esta no pasa, no. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing inspection while I'm doing this webinar thing there. I
Okay,
don't
so
like the stitching. It's not very, very proper. Uh, ¿Se ajuste voice? Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that they get adjusted afterwards. Right now, we are making all of these masks
Uh-huh.
for a company called NVIDIA, again,
Uh-huh.
for all their global employees.
Mm.
And it will be million. I think it is about 50,000 units that we have to make. And here,
Wow.
my latest update on the gowns. We are making level 2 and level 3 and level 4 gowns, which
Uh,
not many people, they do it in America. Everybody is producing it in overseas. And I
uh,
believe, in my opinion,
uh-huh.
this is a national security. It is
Yeah.
not commodity. And
Yeah.
we have to onshore our PPE domestically. And
Yeah.
that's what I am
Yeah.
planning to help if I can in any
Yeah,
way.
that's great.
This
That's great.
area, it is our handbag sample making.
Uh-huh.
Getting a new sample of the G bag that I have to
Yeah.
do duplicate. And
Okay.
Edwin, it is doing the pattern first prototype development. These
Uh-huh.
are the way that we work with the first dummies.
Uh-huh.
We make it from the microfiber to just give a customer's chance
To
to comment
see.
on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, the volume and see the details
Mm-hmm.
of the our idea.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it is almost designed by myself
Mm-hmm.
for a company called Lucchese,
Yeah.
which is the boot
Yeah.
company out of
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is going to be their next season launch.
Nice. Nice.
And
Wow.
here it is,
Mm-hmm.
all our computer systems that what
Yeah.
we do. These are
Mm-hmm.
all CAD program. I
Mm-hmm.
make all of my pattern personally in the CAD,
Uh-huh.
but shoe, it is typically a start with the paper pattern and
Pattern.
masking tape and
Yeah.
all of those details.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and but the bag it starts from uh, concept
Yes.
in CAD.
Yes. Can we
So,
time travel back a little bit to your beginnings and your journey a little bit?
sure.
When you how did you start making and designing shoes and bags? And then when you said you brought your factory from Italy, how long ago was that?
Well, I actually I am electrical engineer undergrad and master in business administration. And I
Wow.
left my international consulting company that I had and to pursue my love for what I always loved. It was a fashion and making things.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know anything about the shoe and handbag. And my brother reached out from Italy to me and said, "Can I help to open a one single retail store?" So I used to live in Manhattan at that time, and I helped him to open up the store in Upper East Side. And that store became second store and third store and fourth store and fifth store and
Oh,
sixth store. And all of a
wow.
sudden, you had the seven stores in Manhattan.
Wow.
And we produced everything in Italy, and we had our own little factory. He lived in Italy, I was in the US. Then I moved to California and I started my own line of the chain of the stores here in LA. And at that time, we didn't have any production, and the prices of the euro started going up, up, up. If you recall, it arrived to the 1.7 almost
Yeah.
to a dollar exchange rate.
Yeah.
At that time, I couldn't afford to produce it anymore in Italy. And I said, well, what I'm going to do? I don't want to go to China. And it's better to bring it in here because I don't have a tariff, I don't have a duty, and I'm sure I will be able to make it here.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it was a
How
big risk.
how long ago was that?
That was about 20 years ago, 18 years ago, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you
And
brought, how did you bring machinery to talent to skills all into one place?
it was very challenging in the start with because, first of all, I wasn't from the industry, so I didn't know much. Second, that I didn't know technically enough about how to make a product. So what I did, I got started with the handbag first
Mm.
because that was a lot more less complicated. It doesn't have a fitting, it doesn't have a lasting, it doesn't have a lot of machinery, specific machinery needed to produce certain things. And you needed only a splitter, cutter, and you can even cut by hand, and
Mm-hmm.
preparation, it could be done a lot by hand. So I got this guy that Piero Lungo, which he used to produce Chanel bag in Florence, Italy, and worked for our factory manager in there. I had to shut down the factory in Italy before I opened a factory in here. So we kept and parked those equipment and everything in there, and he flew in here. And I couldn't get him a working visa for him because it was so difficult to get the working visa. So what I have to do, he used to live here 6 months, get in the plane, go back to Italy, and come back in again. And at the border,
Wow.
they're asking him, where are you going? He said, vacation, I am retired.
Ah. Wow, wow.
So that was about the 2 years. It took 2 years. He went back and forth like this. And he taught me in the afternoon how to make patterns. And in the same time, we got the local stitchers and sewers, and none of them, they had the quality, and they were more Etsy type of the production, not really sophisticated production of Italian quality level. So we had to
So,
train them,
yeah.
train their eyes, train their stitching, train them how to make quality product. So we were able to produce first for our own factory. I mean, our own chain of the
Yeah.
stores that I had.
Yeah.
Then Taryn Rose came on board and he said, "Can you, Alex, make me some bags?" And then Rock and Republic came. Then this guy, then that guy. All of a sudden, I found myself I'm making more production for other people than I'm doing production from my
For
own
yourself.
stores.
Yeah.
And at that moment, Taryn Rose, I don't know if you guys know that brand. It used to be very strong, and she asked me that, "Hey, Alex, can we produce shoes here?" I said, "Well, why not?"
Yeah.
So I found factories in Los Angeles. There were about 10 or 15 of them left still.
Oh,
And
wow.
looked around and find out who can make those kind of the shoe. And between all of 10, 15, I found one factory in that time. It's called Cinderella Shoes that had the just concept, and at least they were willing to listen.
Yeah.
The owner wasn't from this industry, just bought that company, was hurting a little bit on the and didn't know what to do. So I came in and I said, "Look, I can help you to bring here, but you need to listen. You need to just improve your quality. You need to go way beyond what is this. And I
Yeah.
can help you. But as long as you're coming along." Because every other one that I went to, there were a lot of the old generation Armenian that they had the factories in here. They were so jealous, and they thought that I want to take their business away from them.
Right.
And they would not listen. They would be so hard-headed, and they were in the cocoon, and they were
Right.
dying because they were
Yeah.
trying to compete with China. When I
Right.
was telling them, we don't need to compete with China. We need to compete with Italy. We need to compete with France. We are the first world, and we made in USA, made in Los Angeles in particular. It has a lot of value, and we
Yeah.
should be focusing on that.
Yeah.
And they would not listen. They want to hear. So this company is a little bit more willing. And I saw that there is an opportunity, so I bought that company out. I bought the company and with all the employee, and I brought them on the same roof, and I started to making shoes here. They had one or small two accounts of their own, and I was doing some stuff for Taryn. Then I stopped Taryn product because we didn't see eye to eye, and I started to make shoes for Betsy Johnson. And Betsy Johnson, that time, we used to make a shoe called Poly Shoe, which was based on the innovation of the many years ago of the bended plywood bottom that's all the way from Marilyn Monroe to Sex in the City and Duke of Hazzard and all of these people, they were wearing this genie shoes, they call it. And so that genie shoes, it was pretty successful. We did about 6,000 pairs per month for them.
Wow.
And in addition to that, you're doing a lot of other smaller accounts. The bag company at that time, it got noticed by LVMH Group. And LVMH found out that we are a small factory in Los Angeles that we're doing high quality. Then they approached me to see that if I can do some subcontracting work for them.
Mm.
And that was the start of us to expand into the more of the bigger facility
Mm-hmm.
and starting to produce for them.
Mm.
And the shoe business, it took off from there uh, until Steve Madden purchased Betsy Johnson, and
Right.
he put he
When
put
was that? That was early
that was about 10
2000?
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, 20.
2004, 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he put that company to the bankruptcy, which he knew that he's going to go to bankruptcy. He gave them some secured
Mm.
loan to poor Betsy. And then after that, when she wasn't able to meet her payment, forced the
Mm.
company to go bankrupt. And
Oh.
he bought the company for peanuts and hired Betsy to work for him
Oh.
and
Yeah.
not paid his bills to us. We had the bill of the $400,000 bill for him that we delivered the goods, and he refused to pay and gave us $4,850 for $400,000 that he owed us, and
What?
made me almost go bankrupt. And
Yeah.
it was it was during
That is
that
hard.
recession time,
Yeah.
and recession hit. It was a very big struggle to just survive and just go through that difficult time,
Mm.
and with having such a huge bankruptcy on your hand,
Yeah.
and an interruption.
Y-
The couple of 100,000 wasn't important, but interruption on the production of the 6,000 pairs units all of a sudden to zero, it was
Yeah.
really challenging.
Yeah.
So at that time, Everlane found us,
Mm.
and with Everlane, we did launch all the shoe line for them, and we
Mm-hmm.
did a very successful launch with theirs, and they were very successful, and now they are extremely successful in
Yeah.
that category.
Yeah.
And next to that, the Kuyana found us, and
Oh.
the same thing. The
Yeah.
Kuyana came on board, and we went from 100 units production to 10,000 units per day
Wow.
production. So
Wow.
we
Wow.
flew with that company as well
Mm-hmm.
too. And then on the shoe side, people like John Geiger, Warren Lotus,
Mm-hmm.
Heyman, Shoe Surgeon, all
Mm-hmm.
of those guys, they all came to me
Mm-hmm.
for the getting their Sneaker World product. But
Yeah.
before that, we were making very, very
Woman's.
sophisticated
Yeah.
women's shoes like Nubark, like
Yeah.
we did Theory, we did a lot of the really dainty, gorgeous Italian level manufacturing of the
Mm-hmm.
silhouette here.
Mm.
But now the market is shifting towards of the
Okay.
athletic wear, and we are
Mm.
shifting accordingly, and we shift our production more to that range. And right now,
Okay.
we are trying to relaunch my own brand
Mm.
that I put it to sleep for many years because all the main
You're
customers that
just
we
busy.
had,
Yeah.
uh, they are not around, and it is a good time
Oh.
that we are
Mm-hmm.
slow, that
Mm.
I can rethink. So I became partner with Amazon, and we are probably relaunching my brand under the Amazon accelerated program.
Oh
So
wow. Okay.
that's
Do
it.
you know the name of it or?
Yes, it would be the same of my old name,
Okay.
AZ by Alexander Czar.
Oh wow, cool. Very cool. Looking
Yeah,
forward.
yeah,
That
thank
so
you.
in a way the pandemic has allowed you to shift as well as like expand and then also have a little bit of time to do work on your own things as well.
That's very true.
Yeah? Yeah.
That's very
So
true.
that's
I mean,
that.
I feel so bad for so many people out there that
Mm-hmm.
they are completely lost. They
Yeah.
don't know what to do, what direction to take, how they're
Right.
going to manage their future
Yeah.
of the business, employees. And this PPE didn't last at even more than the two payroll, for us at least. And my heart goes out to those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And
But
especially in the industry that we are in the garment industry, There are thousands and thousands of the people here in Los Angeles. For every employee in the movie industry, we have a 5 employee in the garment industry. All of
Right.
those people, they are on the hourly wages. Can you imagine that being out of the work for this period,
So
no matter
long. It's
what, they
long.
don't,
Yeah.
it is very too long. So that's why I tried, even though that I was losing, I was making PPE in-house. But
Mm.
I still have brought them in. I still brought to make sure that they can have a food on the table,
Yeah.
and having a and I not taking the production overseas when I could, you know,
Right.
and,
Right.
and just stayed local as much as it was possible.
Mm.
And I am glad that at least I did my contribution through
Yeah.
those really tough time.
Work. Yeah.
Tough
To
time. It
give them
was
work. Yeah.
last 2 months. Now that the
Yeah.
things are starting to open up, some of them they have at least couple of days of the job a week, you know.
Mm.
And but it is still is very challenging. As the
Right.
CEO of the company that I make a significant production, I can say that we are in the about $15 million annual gross company.
Right.
It is extremely difficult for me to decide how to proceed, because we used to do the private label, as you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now I feel that private label business wins gone. We used to do about
Right.
50,000 product for them a year,
Right.
and
Right.
all the companies that they were the corporate, let's say, company, they
Mm-hmm.
are falling through the one
Yeah.
after another one. They are
Yeah.
falling down. Only
Yeah.
companies that they are expanding, increasing, they are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that they are direct to consumer,
Yeah.
and they are smaller, that they
Mm-hmm.
don't have a huge overhead of the brick and
Yeah.
mortar
Yeah.
type of this situation.
Yeah.
And I think it is in every turn.
Yeah.
uh, it's worse for some people,
Yeah.
and it is opportunity for other
For
people.
others.
And
Right.
yeah, yeah, you, for instance, for your
Mm-hmm.
company, Brooklyn Shoe Company, that you are right now in, I think with
Mm-hmm.
all your students, all the people that you have taught during this period,
Mm-hmm.
and now they might have a job, they might not have the job,
Yeah.
but it is the best time to get into your own business, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
anybody's
That's
thinking about that.
yeah. Oh, that's really inspiring, actually, because there are some people who are doing it because they also have the extra time that they used to not have. And so there's
Right.
bootstrapping and they're starting their own lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of inquiries, which is interesting. What so who would you say were your mentors? I'm sure like starting a factory in the US is not easy. I mean, it's not easy, but even anywhere, but still in the US is another,
Yeah.
it's something else. So, do you have somebody that you call a mentor or even a colleague or somebody who you talk to, or is this sort of you just found your way yourself with your
Just
experience and forecast
yeah.
and
Look, I have lived and worked in 6 different countries. I
mm,
speak 5 languages, and I have
wow.
network. So
Yeah.
therefore, I rely on myself more than anything
Mm-hmm.
else, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe that it is a science. You can learn it.
Yeah.
So you need to put time into it, and the
Yeah.
time, it is the most important thing. You yourself is an example. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that your father was a cobbler, or your mother was from cobbler, that you came from this business of the shoemaking.
Right.
And I
No.
think you taught yourself as much as I taught. We just
Yeah.
help whenever we can reach out to somebody that I have. For instance, for my handbag pattern making, when I started to make it on CAD, I had a
Mm.
very difficulty to operate the CAD properly.
Mm.
So I reached out to my good friend Raffaello Lombardo, which is the instructor for Gucci School of Design,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, Rafa, can you help me? I pay you remotely. Teach me in the afternoon, 1 or 2 hours, how to manipulate this program. It comes a little bit difficult for me,
Mm.
and that's how I learned that. For the machine, we usually, the biggest problem in here, it is the mechanics, as you probably faced with
Yes.
the same
Yeah.
situation. If you want to be sophisticated manufacturing, you need to have a sophisticated equipment. and sophisticated equipment needs sophisticated maintenance, and
Yes.
sophisticated maintenance needs sophisticated mechanics.
Yeah.
So,
So what did
I,
you, are you also the mechanic? Or
yeah, fortunately, yes. I have learned how to read the schematic, how to repair the valves, how
yeah,
to change the motor on the CADs,
yeah,
and a lot of those. But I have a very good, very smart, older Mexican mechanic here that
uh-huh.
he never went through any traditional school, but has the intelligence beyond the normal individual. And
Mm.
him and I, we sit together and we figure everything out every time something breaks. Take my hats off
Wow.
to him. He sometimes make me really proud that he
Oh,
figures out the things that I could not even imagine. So it is beautiful, but he's getting very old, and I'm so sorry. It's so worried that without
yeah.
him being around, every time I'm flying with some mechanics from Italy, I have to pay him from here for his travel and his board and
Yeah, and
everything
time and
else,
everything.
and it costs
Yeah.
me every repair it costs me easily around $5,000 or $6,000.
Oh my
And
goodness.
if the business is not there to support it, it is really crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm using some of the Louis Vuitton mechanics as well too, because they have a very large manufacturing facility in LA too.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I can, I get some of their expertise as well too. But
Right.
for the shoe, we don't have any mechanics in the United States,
Mm,
unfortunately.
no, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Wow. But so are you gearing away from the women's shoes now and going towards sneakers more? Are you going to, or are you still going to keep on doing some women's as well?
Look, I am right now working with Tamara Malone. We do
Mm-hmm.
all their development here for their
Mm-hmm.
line,
Yeah.
and production happens in Italy, though.
Yeah.
Uh, 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 but you see, our I can make silhouette pointy, 4-inch heel, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
But there are not many customers in here that they are willing to pay the price of domestic manufacturing and make those kind of the silhouette,
Yeah.
unless they are direct to consumer. If they
Uh-huh.
are direct to consumer, they can afford
Mm-hmm.
to produce domestically.
Yeah.
But if they are not direct to customer and they want to go traditional channel and the wholesale channel,
Yeah.
there's
No
no
way.
way that they can afford us in here, because they're gonna sit next to the luxury line of the Gucci, and then
Right.
what they're gonna do? And
Right.
the new brand sitting next to the Gucci, they won't be able to sell,
No. Yeah.
and they will have an issue. So
Yeah.
for the sneaker, it is different trend. Even though it is
Yeah.
the woman's shoe, we
Yeah.
can make a sneaker for women. It is a unisex. It is not
Yeah.
necessarily need to go to one or other.
Yeah.
We make ballerinas. We make some more less complicated sandals, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
But unless the customer comes in and they say, "Hey, this is the program. I want to produce 2,000 pairs, 500 pairs, something that it makes sense to set up those machine back up again and make the high heel shoes." And
Mm-hmm.
we have all the network, all the know-how, everything. It is ready to go. All we need, it is the right client that they commit us to the quantity that makes sense for us to
For you.
reignite that engine again. You know?
Right. Right. Because
Yeah.
yeah, there's some training time for everybody for yeah, for each style, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
How
why
do
you
you
see when you go to Italy,
mm-hmm.
and when you go to Italy, in
Mm-hmm.
Italy, if you go to a sneaker factory, it makes only a sneaker.
Yeah.
If you go to the woman shoe factory, it makes only woman.
Yeah.
If you go to a woman shoe factory that makes a high heel, makes only high heel. If you go
Mm-hmm.
to a woman shoe factory that makes a flat, makes only flat. And
Mm-hmm.
we here in LA, we make men,
Make every
woman,
yeah.
high heel,
Yeah.
low heel,
Everything. Yeah.
sneakers, everything. Because
Right. Because
every customer comes in and asks me to do things, and I say, okay, let's
uh
do it. But financially and the manufacturing level doesn't work. But
yeah,
for customizing for the higher end price point, yes, it
it
makes
works.
sense.
Yes.
We
I see.
can
I
we
see.
can make it happen.
Yeah. So how many people work in the factory at the moment?
Uh, on the shoe side, we have about 45 people, and on the
Mm-hmm.
bag side, it is around 50. So total, it is
Mm-hmm.
around 95 people working here.
Mm-hmm.
I do not plan to increase the capacity more here in Los Angeles because it is very challenging to manufacture in LA,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of the logistic and workman compensations and fraudulent lawsuits that it
Mm-hmm.
discourages me to expand more than
And
what I am. Yeah,
I
you
think
know.
you're an amazing size. It's big to do a lot of different things, but also small enough that like you can pivot quickly.
Right.
Like, yeah. Have your staff been working for you for a long time?
Yes, I mean some of the guys that they have been with me. I typically hire a lot of people off the street because I don't like to people coming with the chip on their shoulder that I
Uh-huh.
am a so and so and I know what I'm doing. I say that you
Uh,
don't know anything when you put your foot in this factory. It has to be
mm,
learned from bottom up. So we
okay.
typically hire people that they don't know anything about anything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we teach them from folding first,
Mm-hmm.
and then the assembling. Then
Mm-hmm.
give them a chance to train on the stitching in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and teach them how to be more precise on their stitching, how to use the guides, and
Wow.
if they're gonna go to the program of the automation, we teach them how to operate the automatic machines and how
Wow.
to program it. So everybody is just got trained on the floor. Some they come with a little bit of the experience of, let's say that they know how to operate walking foot, or they
Mm-hmm.
know how to stitch or sew before elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we put them in the test, and we will teach them and how to do the quality level that we are expecting from them, because
Wow.
we cannot do the half-ass type of work,
No.
because
Yeah.
our customers are paying the premium price,
Yeah.
and they should be able to sit next to the brands
Mm-hmm.
and be comfortable that, okay, my product, it is next to the
Yeah.
Balenciaga, for
Right.
instance.
I
I am
understand.
at the
Yeah.
par, and but I am a better price point, and
Yeah.
it is my brand, that it is not mass
I
marketed.
understand. Yeah, Alex, Islena's Shoes asks, how long does training usually take? Do you take time out of the day to kind of teach separately? Like, almost like a school.
Yes, it is pretty apprenticeship school.
Mm,
It takes on the certain stuff. I take a lot of time myself personally to go through every step with them. But typically, what we do, we rotate, meaning
mm,
that when the new ones come in, they go to the most simple pieces of the work.
mm.
And then when they show the enthusiasm and they show the willing to learn, and we take them to the next step,
Mm.
and we take them to the next step. The cycle, it takes around 6 months. By the time
Wow.
they are fully productive and fully capable of doing at least 2 or 3 tasks. Then
Mm,
some of them, they come to me and they say, I want to learn more. And it's
mm,
okay, no problem. I teach you more. For
mm.
instance, my cutter right now is, she's asking me that I want to learn how to make a pattern in the computer. I don't want to be only cutter with the CAD machine. Can
Mm.
you help me? And I said, no problem. Every afternoon, I have a 1 hour afternoon time. I teach her every steps of how the program works and concept, and tell her that this is your task. For instance, you show me your pattern tomorrow morning for your totes that you made, or for
Okay.
your uh, this specific article that you made. And she makes the
Sta
pattern, and
yeah,
I
does she
come and I
stay
twitch it.
later? Does she stay
Yeah,
later
she stays
after work?
later. Yes, sometime after works herself, and I say, I give you the hourly that during the time I teach you, I pay you. But afterwards, it is your choice. So you have a computer, you have the machinery and everything. It is at your disposal, and sit down and learn, because your knowledge allow me to pay you more for your
Later.
next
Yeah,
level of the responsibility. And
right.
most of the people, they take that on, and they do it. And I come next day and I criticize their pattern, and I say, okay, you forgot here. Where is your
Right.
notches? What is
Right.
happening here? So they
Right.
start to getting more
Get
and
it.
more paying attention to the
I
details.
see. So how
And
do you have like a
th-
production line, like a manager who checks everything as things are going on, or is that
yes,
something that
I,
yeah.
I, I, every boss in this size company, they usually have a corner office. I
Mm.
haven't seen my corner office for almost entire time that I have been in this building. You know, and
You're on the
I
floor
put
all
my
the
own.
time?
I put my desk actually in the center of the factory, and
Mm.
everybody is approachable to me. Everybody can stop. I don't have a door to knock, and I am there making a patterns or communicating with the customer. I am part of the team because I want people feel that we are all as a team together. We
Yeah.
strive to work together to secure the business and make a life for everybody, you
Yeah.
know. And so, uh, but every section has somebody that has this more seniority, say,
Mm.
and they have
Okay.
been around with me for longer. They are not
Okay.
necessarily the manager,
Right.
but they are senior person. I don't call anybody manager.
Right.
I say, because when you call it manager, you create this kind of the pyramid type of,
Hierarchy.
I
Yeah.
tell you what to do and you have to do it. And I said, no, we share together knowledge. We are all equal and it's equal basis. But if
Hmm.
you want to learn, ask him,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
the person doesn't teach, I fire them immediately,
Oh.
you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
because I want knowledge to spread through the
Yeah.
factory.
Yeah.
I don't want a jealousy. I don't want this insecurity that if
Uh-huh.
I teach this person how to sew, maybe tomorrow I won't have a job myself. And I said that is my
Right.
responsibility to secure your job. Your
Yeah.
responsibility it is to create the environment that we are all in the same team, and you have to empower other people doing while you are learning what your other person that
Other
knows
people are
more about
doing.
you to
Yeah.
how to do it.
Right.
So
And
it has
event.
worked so far, you know.
Yeah. And does
And
say
but
one person know how to make from scratch all the way to finish, or is it
yeah,
some
there
people do?
are those are the special people that I told
Mm-hmm.
you. They are
Yeah.
not manager, but they are
Mm-hmm.
special, meaning
Mm-hmm.
that they know
From
vastly more than anybody else.
right.
And on the bag, I have one right hand person that
Mm-hmm.
even my patterns, if it is not complete, I know that he can complete it for me
Mm-hmm.
and finish the prototype. On the
Mm-hmm.
shoe, I have my pattern maker that it is fantastic, and also my sample maker
Mm-hmm.
that they also handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And on the assembly of the finished shoe line, at
Mm-hmm.
the start of the line, I have this girl that have been with me for since I bought that factory, and
Wow.
knows the knowledge of the quality that I'm expecting. So
Mm-hmm.
checks it before they put through the production line to make
Yeah.
sure everything is okay.
Yeah.
On the floor of the production of assemblage as well, I have one individual that
Mm.
it makes sure that the production flow a little bit better together.
Mm.
But
Mm.
none of them we call them manager because
Right.
when you call the manager, everything falls apart.
Yeah. I see. It's really interesting. Do you have next generation joining your endeavors? Like, do you have family members or nieces,
Unfortunately, all of
nephews?
my family. I had a niece and nephew that worked with me for 8 and 9 years in here actually, and both of them they went and they got a lot better opportunity, which I encouraged them to take, and they left and they are working for one of my clients right now,
Oh,
and but in here, my kids, none of them they are interested in the fashion, and one it is going for medical school, another one it is going for a law school, and my younger
wow.
one want to play basketball only. Nothing to
Oh,
follow me. However,
uh-huh.
I have a team here, partners that I partner with from the Heyman that they love making things together, put things and I am contemplating to bring them on board more and more and more, and giving them more and more responsibility on the floor
On the
that
floor.
they be able to take on when I decide to retire or when I decide to
Hmm.
move on.
That's interesting. Yeah. And then where would you want to be in 3 to 5 years or even 10 years?
That's a really interesting question. 10 years from now, I will be in the countryside in Florence, Italy, and having my cooking school, which is my next passion.
Oh, oh, that sounds fun. Oh, that's your passion? That's amazing.
that, that is what I love. I love to cook, and I love to teach other people how to cook.
Uh-huh.
And but in 5 years from now, I think most probably our factory it will evolving right now to become a art and development center.
Mm,
We are
mm,
partnering with Linea Pelle from
mm-hmm,
Italy
mm-hmm.
and several of the big Italian developing companies to set up innovation centers here in
Oh,
Los Angeles
that would
and
be great.
allow the designers, allow the people to practice and develop and test things here in Los Angeles. Because you guys, you know, and I'm sure you second that, that fashion world has changed a lot.
Oh,
Now,
absolutely.
Los Angeles and New York and anyway, U.S. in general, and Los Angeles in particular, I'm here,
Yeah.
is influencing the streetwear, influencing a lot of the fashion world.
Mm-hmm,
And, and I believe that LA is becoming more and more important as a fashion center,
mm-hmm.
not only because of a fashion designer influences, but also because of a production capacity
Right.
and room and
Mm.
space, which
Space.
in
Yeah.
Manhattan it is,
We don't have much. No. Yeah.
and so and better is much here than it is over there. So
Yeah.
that, looking forward to see that if we can create that kind of innovation square in here, that
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
people they can come in and practice and design their own product with all the latest technology
mm-hmm.
and the latest know-how that what are the major brands like LV or
Yeah.
Gucci or
Yeah.
other people they are using, and gave them opportunity to be localizing their concept. And I
Mm-hmm,
believe you are at the cusp of the new revolution in manufacturing, which
mm-hmm.
is localization, customization,
Mm.
and automation.
Yeah.
And those are three aspects that it is happening.
Yeah.
And I want to be at the head point of it and bring
Yeah.
that to others.
That is so great. What's the favorite thing about owning a factory and the least favorite thing?
Favorite things, it is the beauty that you can create and you can see your creation.
Yeah.
That's just like making a shoe that when you take it out of the lab, it gives you that joy, that
Yeah.
hey, fit. And
Yeah.
the same thing with the bags like that.
Yeah.
The worst thing, it is the um, uh, losing the trust of your
Mm,
employees that you feel as a brother and as your sister, as your kid.
mm.
When one apple or two apples, they're trying to take advantage of the system and claim the fraudulent lawsuits on you when you went out of your way to help them in every different way. I had the
Yeah.
one transvestite individual that worked for me for 9.5 years,
Uh-huh.
and I had a conflict with one of my employees and left the company on his own,
Mm.
and he went and sued me for I fired him. When I reached out to him 10 times, come back, you have been working with me for long. And
Yeah.
blaming that I have told him gay, I have told him you are transsexual in front of everyone. That
Right.
really breaks my heart. Breaks my
Yeah.
heart that when you go out of your way and you try to support and fix them, and this is not right.
Right.
Just because the system allow you to take advantage of the people, you shouldn't. It is
Right.
that's
That's
only
the
aspect
hard
about
part.
owning a manufacturing capacity.
Mm.
Everything
Mm.
else is beautiful, sweet. When you work together, it's great. When you eat lunch together, it is great. When
Yeah.
you challenge each other, it is great. All of it is great. Just this part, I hate it.
Right. And my other question would be, you know, you've been working for 20 years plus longer. So how the to this moment at COVID was also a little bit of a challenge, I feel like. But did you have any ups and downs where you thought, I'm not gonna do this anymore? Did you have moments like that? And how did you overcome it?
In actuality, it happened because COVID was very successful for us, and I have done well, I can say, opposite to a lot of other industries. And I was contemplating maybe to retire immediately.
Uh-huh.
I looked at the factory, I looked at all my employees, and I said, it's not going to happen because
Mm,
I have obligation towards these people. I cannot just simply shut down and go, even if
right.
I'm right now.
Right.
So I think it is all depends of the individual. Uh, and I feel that I will like to retire in about 10 years from now, most probably. But I don't want to throw all this knowledge to trash. I want to
No
pass
way.
it to the next generation. I want to pass it to some more enthusiastic people that they want to take over of this project
Yeah,
and get forward. And I will be
that's
as an
great.
advisor, no matter how old I am, on the sideline to help them to push it forward,
Yeah.
to
Oh, that's great.
the problems that they have, they can always reach out to me. So
Right.
that's my goal to groom one or two people that take
Hmm.
over and just
Yeah,
keep sustaining it and keep it going.
that's great. Do you also work with the new girls, the Clover and Cobbler girls
Clover and Cobbler, I think
as
yes.
like a vendor? Hmm.
To be
No.
honest with you, are very limited because
Mm.
the Clover Cobbler is bought Southeast Shoes. And
Right.
Southeast Shoes was the international last. Keywork, it is one of the only last maker in America that is left. And he retired and sold the company to those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. We
And
spoke with them and I thought maybe you guys work together, like you know, because they
well, I guess we work, Kim and I, we know each other very well. And she comes from project to project, sometimes to us. But right now, our production field is completely different.
right.
Their system of manufacturing is completely different. They
Yeah.
are not doing this type of we are doing. But
Yeah.
if they have a need, they know always they can pick up the phone and call me. In particular, Kevork, I love him and I respect him. He's
Hmm.
the one person that passed his knowledge down, like mine in New York, uh, Bennett Liberty, from Liberty. I don't know if you know that an individual. He is also another gem of the
Mm.
craftsman that
Mm.
somebody has to learn from him and doesn't let those knowledge go to waste.
Right. Okay. No, I'm gonna look him up. But no, thank you so much for th thanks for sharing your story and your time. Your business is beautiful. I really hope that I see more things out of your factory, and I look forward to the new creations that you create, sneakers included, high heels as well, and the bags.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Oh,
Very
thank
happy
you.
to see you again in LA,
Yeah,
and
I hope so.
would love to host you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, bye.